That's it!
Catch and fire. It's on the... He made it! Oh, my...
Hello, everyone, and welcome inside Platte Arena. It's Preston husband Ryan Holzapple, the 6-0 Huntington Foresters, facing off against Cornerstone University out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Nearly a tournament team every single year. This team's been good for a long time. This will be a high-quality matchup here today inside Platte Arena, and one we're really looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, these are two really solid teams in the Crossroads League and in the nation. I mean, Cornerstone, I mean, you and I were talking about it. They are a team that year in, year out will always be a good team. They will be over 500. They have good players. They're led by a coach in his 32nd season in Kim Elders, who is a fantastic coach. I mean, they just have a well-rounded coaching staff, well-rounded team overall, and there will be a tough battle here today.
They're very familiar with the Crossroads League. In fact, this Cornerstone team, they used to come to the old Platte Arena and sometimes play in the Nest Brothers Classic, and we'll talk more about that as we go further into this game. But this is a familiar opponent, a team that's had HU's numbers throughout the year. You talked about Kim Elders. He is in his 32nd season. Coming into this year, 775 wins to 289 losses, 3 national championships, a runner-up, 14 straight WAC tournament title game appearances from 1999 to 2011. We'll talk more and more about his resume, but this is a good chance for Corey Alford to go against someone who's been doing it for a long time and show him, hey, I'm here too as a young coach and having a lot of success at Huntington as well.
Well, and Alford is having, I mean, we're talking about how they're 6-0 to start the season. The first chance to go 7-0, and since I think you said it was the 2019 season, right?
It's actually 11 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
so
sorry,
it would have been
11 years ago.
2013, 2014.
Yeah, so it's been a while since they've been able to pull that off, and Alford has the chance. He has such a good team overall there. They've got depth, they've got shooting, they've got defense, they've got height, they got ball handling. I mean, this is a team that's coached really well by a relatively young coach in Corey Alford, but they're ready to make their mark in this league.
This Cornerstone team, we talked about them being familiar with Huntington. Well, they've been familiar with the entire Crossroads League. They've already played teams like Spring Arbor, Indiana Wesleyan, Grace. They've been up and down this conference. And why wouldn't you want to play the Crossroads League? Because it's so competitive from the very top to the very bottom. Today they've got a Huntington team who's 6-0, coming off a very impressive win against a team that was ranked at the start of the year in Madonna up in Michigan. They moved to 6-0 that night. They've got Lane Sparks back. He's been back for the last 2. He's had 32 and 24. He is so impressive, and we'll see him put on a show here today. We've got a chance now to take it to a break for prayer, the national anthem, and starting lineups. We'll be back for tip-off between the Golden Eagles and the Foresters on FDN Sports.
At nursing camp, we learned a lot and had a lot of fun at the same time.
I've always wanted to be a nurse since I was a kid because my mom and grandma were nurses.
So I felt really behind and scared to be majoring in nursing. The professors really make sure that you feel welcome and that you are really understanding what you're getting into if you do join. My favorite part, I think, was going to like the research center. We got to practice like CPR.
I thought I would come here and not know, talk to anybody. But first day, it was like, oh, I already had a whole group of friends.
I would describe nursing camp as super fun, but also super educational. Like they took the education process and made it fun. Everybody's gonna make you feel welcome, and you're really gonna have a good time.
Forester camps is making new friends.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
Great way to experience life here at Huntington University.
I looked into OTA and it looked like a lot what I wanted to do, but I still wasn't really sure what all it was.
But I did know that I did want to be in the medical field, but I don't really have a stomach for blood. This was a different way to be able to help people physically, but not have to open them up.
Since it's a smaller place, everyone knows each other. You know, they can invest time in each other.
This would be a great way to learn about it and see what it is.
So I saw how life-changing that can be, and it made me want to do that.
This is how we like to do it.
Roman scores again, make it 4 for 4. Trying to get another basket. Jackson crosses over 15-footer, he's feeling it now. He can get it going quickly. One of the best scorers in this conference and ultra efficient doing it. Drew fires another three, that's his second already.
I can't talk, I have a showing.
Listen.
My clients are arriving any minute.
Eleanor. Mom passed.
I think it'd be best if you all go to hotels, for Dad's sake.
I didn't get to say goodbye.
You said goodbye when you never came home.
It's nearly time for tip-off between the Golden Eagles. Cornerstone University coming from Grand Rapids, a perennial tournament team every single year. This will be a great test for the 6-0 Huntington Foresters. Let's go ahead and take you through the starting lineups for both sides. First, starting with the visitors at 2-2 on the year, Tanner Wiggerink from Holland, Michigan will get a start along with Eli Steffen. He's from Zeeland, Michigan. You'll hear that a lot from this team. They recruit within state and they do it well. But from across the lake, the big lake that is, Australia, Toby Woolcock, Adelaide Australian, 6'7". He'll get a start at forward. Luke Rollinson, that's their best player this year, averaging 18.5 from Huron, Ohio. And Mason Brooks from Coatesville, Indiana. So an Indiana native getting a start at the 5 spot here this afternoon. For the Foresters, the same starting 5 we've seen over the last couple of games. Max Gizzy coming off a perfect game from the field up in Michigan against Madonna. He had one of his best games in the Forester uniform. Drew Goodline, Lane Sparks, Landon Jordan, and Jackson Paul ready to roll in their white home jerseys. Sparks has been back for 2 games. He's had 32 and 24. We expect him to have another big game here today, and he might need to against this tough Golden Eagles squad.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. Lane Sparks has to show up in this game. This is a really solid team overall. They're good on offense. They're good on defense. They're going to put pressure on you. They're going to test you. But can your stars and can your players step up to that challenge, and that's what Lane Sparks is going to have to do.
Great crowd here. You can see almost full behind us in Platt Arena. Beautiful facility to take in a game, and we are underway with the Foresters. Going to start with the basketball. Sparks loves to get going quick, so let's see if he takes that first shot. He will from the left wing. That one is short, yanked down. First rebound of the night for Rowlandson. We talked about him being their best player. He is a great three-point shooter, and he'll be ready to go here early as well.
And it's a smart idea for the Foresters to put Jackson Paul in him, and you got two excellent defensive guards in Gizzy and Paul who can really put pressure on the opposing team, and they're going to look to do that.
A smaller Golden Eagles team to start this game. Jordan up in front of the pack, does a little Euro step.
Wow.
He was blocked on his way there. Nice job by Wolcott getting back.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play.
Now a loose ball, knocked out of play. It looked like it may have touched the Cornerstone player last, but they'll give it to the Golden Eagles.
Good swarming defense, and it looked like it just barely missed him. So Cornerstone ball.
Eli Steffen will trigger the offense underneath his own basket. This Cornerstone team, they will be disciplined. They have not shot the three ball real well, though. They do most of their work within the three-point line. Brooks, 40% from deep last year. He struggled to get it going this year from deep, just 1 of 21. Driving to the right, inside.
Wow.
Jordan with the block, and now just 8 on the shot clock.
And that is a great play. Zach Goodline forces him to a tough random shot, and Landon Jordan, the perfect help defense, gets up and swats it out of bounds.
Steffen once again will try getting the offense going from underneath his own basket. Eli fires it up top. Just 7 on the shot clock. Sparks trying to stay strong. Brooks will fall away from 20 feet. Can't get it to go. Great defense to start this game by HU.
They cause a steal and then cause them into a tough shot. That is how you want to start this defensive game.
Jackson Paul trying to find his flow offensively. Bigger defender on him, bounces it out to Sparks. Lane going to his right, now goes to his strong left. We've seen this a lot.
There it
and
is.
Scores over the top of Wolcott.
Lane Sparks, you know, you see a lot of him shooting from the mid-range or from the three, but he is very good when he gets inside the paint. He is crafty. He's able to finish really well over taller defenders. You can see it right there.
Nearly another steal by HU. Very active hands here early. We do want to mention we're just working on the graphics below the screen. We'll make sure that's back up there. It is 2-0 for HU. Just a little over a minute and a half into this one. Cornerstone still looking for their first bucket. Back to work, bounce inside Wiggerink. He finds a guard inside, and it's Rowlandson who has his first 2.
And he's going to look to get going here early. I mean, he is their best offensive weapon. They want him shooting. They want him scoring here early. The Foresters are going to have to try and keep him from doing that.
Jackson trying to get that mid-range jumper down. Wolcott with a second rebound pushes the pace. Jackson has not had the start he would like offensively. That three-pointer is short. No Forester really went for it. Loose ball picked up by Wiggerink, and he skips it out. Jackson Paul has another steal. Gizzy to his left. JP will go to the hoop, and a strong finish.
Shot. Holy cow. That is a really tough finish. In transition, goes straight at him and able to finish right through the contact.
Rowlandson nearly had his first 3, and then it's tipped out of play by Wiggerink. Rowlandson is an interesting player. As a freshman, he was really the 6th man, averaged right around 5 points per game. Since then, he's grown into an awesome player. 2nd team all-conference as a sophomore, 1st team last year. He's had 24 and 7 against IWU and 24 against Grace as Jordan is there to hammer it down.
And Landon Jordan doing what he does best, getting above the rim and rocking it and getting the arena rocking as well.
Nearly another steal. Oh. Jordan goes up top, and it's a hard foul on Wiggerink as Jordan got up in the air and just couldn't stop himself. It looks like it's just going to be a common foul.
I mean, and there was no malice in that. He was just trying to go for the block, and I mean, he's going to come down on it, and that's a hard hit. But Tanner, how do you pronounce
Wiggerink.
last name? Okay, I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Wiggerink. He took a hard hit there, but he's able to shrug it off and shoot some free throws.
It's good to see him okay. He's a crucial part to this team, averaging 8 points per game on 40% shooting. This Cornerstone team is so interesting because they don't knock down a bunch of threes, just over 5 per game. They've only made 21 on the year in 4 games. HU made 23 in a game the first game of the year. So it'll be interesting to see how these two teams can get it going. This Cornerstone team going to do a lot of work inside. HU will take quite a bit of threes. Jackson Paul has 2 early. Sparks with the 2. Jordan had the last 2. Falls away. Tough shot. Just too far away from the bucket for Landon. Woolcock with another board.
That's not the shot you're looking for if you're Jordan there. You do not want that. That is not the greatest shot. In that scenario, you can get a better look. And Tanner off to a really nice start here, going right at Jordan, trying to get his second foul.
He's up to 3 points already, 3 of the 5. Roman Brouvier waiting to check in. Might be giving Jordan a break here early. Sparks stops, pops. Looked like he had that blocked and left it short.
And that was Woolcock there. He was ready for that shot.
Left side, Rollinson. Blocked by Jordan this time. Loose ball to Jackson Paul. HU has numbers. Jackson looking for an option. It's Sparks. Bounces it in. Landon rises, and he was fouled on his way to the rim. So a couple of freebies coming for Landon Jordan.
And that was a great possession and great passing from the Foresters. I mean, they had the 4-on-3 fast break there, got it to the corner. Lane able to drive past his defender and get the nice little bounce pass to get Jordan to the free throw line.
Sparks, usually when he heads towards the rim, he's going to shoot it. We've seen that a lot this year. He's averaging 28 points per game. But he has had a couple of games with decent assist numbers. He had 4 in his last game against Madonna. Was looking for his first as Jordan knocks down his first free throw, and that almost just gives a little air to the room because Jordan has struggled from the free throw line. If he can start being a little more consistent, he's going to get a lot of trips.
Well, Landon Jordan will get to the free throw line. He's so big. He's so athletic. He's going to get above the rim. Teams are going to foul him. And when he's able to connect on his free throws like that, go 2 for 2, that is a huge part of this HU offense. That's something they've struggled with this season is their free throw shooting, which is something they didn't struggle with last year. But if Landon Jordan can really get his free throw percentage up, he can be even deadlier.
He's got 4 of the 8 after that dunk and the 2 free throws. Good sign for Landon. Good defense again by Goodline, but he maybe got too much of the arm of Woolcock. That is the second on the Foresters, the first on Drew. And we'll see our first subs. Jack Joldersma coming in. And one more joining him is Connor Dykema, who is going to check in as well. I think it's actually Dykema, excuse me. I did not get him on the pronunciation guide, but I would assume if it's that straightforward, that's what we'll go with. Team looking for some scoring right now. Joldersma does that okay off the bench at 6 points per game. Just 5 on the shot clock now. Great defense again. Long 3-ball fired and way off there by Dykema. And HU's defense right now has been some of the best defense we've seen all year long.
It is suffocating. I mean, Cornerstone cannot get anything. They're not able to get any looks inside. They have no motion on their offense. I mean, this is just extremely good defensive pressure from the Foresters.
Goodline yet to take a shot tonight. He's been playing really great basketball here in his senior season. Jackson Paul fires from the left wing, and that's nice to see for JP.
And he hasn't had the three-point shooting season he was expecting coming into his senior year, as he shot it really well last season. But, I mean, he is a very capable shooter as he gets it to go right there.
Rollinson on the floor, skips it over to the left side. Woolcock off of Jackson's head, and it bounces to Gizzy. Ahead, up top, Lane rises and scores, and the Foresters running out in front, up 8.
And this is what they want to do, get their defense and have it lead to offense. That is perfect execution, as once again, another chance for some transition offense.
Speeding Cornerstone up a bit, too, is Drew Goodline showing off the handles, not going anywhere with it at the moment. Jackson Paul rises from mid-range, and he's up to 7 already. And Coach Elders needs a timeout, and this is the Jackson Paul we're looking forward to seeing.
He is the leader of this team. He He told me earlier this year that this is a season that he wants to step up and be a huge offensive weapon for this team, and he's showing it so far.
So 15-5, Foresters on top at our first media timeout. We'll take a break with them.
As the owner of JJ's, I invite you to visit one of our 7 BP convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean and efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
15-5, the Foresters off to a fast start, and it's been Jackson Paul who's currently outscoring the Golden Eagles. He's got 7 of the 15.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson Paul is a player. I mean, you know Lane Sparks will score. You know how good of a scorer Lane Sparks is. But when Jackson Paul is able to make these shots, he made a tough fadeaway mid-range right over the defender, makes a tough 3 right in the defender's face. When Jackson Paul is able to hit those shots and get rolling on offense, he is just such a dynamic player for this team, and you can tell how well he's affecting the game right now.
And he's so well liked by this fan base as well. A lot of these people, they appreciate how hard Jackson Paul plays, and he brings it every night. Even when he wasn't scoring, you have to have him out there because he does all the small things so well.
Yeah, they call him the Bulldog on the floor because he's just willing to do anything.
Good defense inside. Caden Johnson staying strong, but a nice spin to the rim by Dykma as he's got his first 2. Caden Johnson is coming off his best game by far for HU. His last time out, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 5 blocks. Sparks rises quick into the shot clock and nails it.
That is a tough shot, 7 points for Lane Sparks. And I mean, that's a fadeaway 3 over the defender. That is just a ridiculously tough basket.
Is there such thing as a tough shot for Lane Sparks? Moving screen, Foresters turn it over again. Turn Cornerstone over again. A lot of these people maybe not interested in this, but we'll share with you anyways. They just announced here in Platte Arena that the Huntington men's soccer team did get an automatic bid to the NAIA tournament, so congratulations to them. And Coach Potter was an intern to start the year, now got the head coaching job, so we're hoping for the same kind of success for the Foresters basketball program this year as well. And so far, looking good up early in this game, and 6-0 to start the young year.
And they are rolling right now. We'll see if they continue it.
Sparks falls away. That time couldn't get to the rim. Woolcock has been a rebounding machine as he rips down another one. And now pushing the pace, foul called. We'll wait and see which Forester is called for the personal.
Bruvier.
Bruvier.
And so you say Brewer last
I know.
season, and then we're like, wait a minute, that's not how you say his name.
If you didn't know, we confirmed with Roman's parents when they were in town from Belgium to watch Roman play how to say his name, and we've got that right this year. Got it right in the arena as well as Chant Thompson, the PA announcer, is nailing that as well. So getting everything on the same page. Mora inbounds it, left corner 3, up and in. That came from Caden Bird. He is a good 3-point shooter at 54% this year.
Well, it's lucky to have the last name Bird because we know how good shooters birds generally are playing basketball.
Drew Goodline. Posting up Caden Johnson. Beagle, a good shooter as well, and that is an excellent sight because he struggled since that first big game of the year.
Yeah, I mean, he made 8, 7 3-pointers in that first game of the season, and that's a nice look to see his first 3 go down as he is such an electric shooter.
Max Gizzy just giving this team all kinds of trouble at the rim. Tough bucket there. Flying through there. And
Blake Stewart, that is a tough bucket. I mean, that's over 2 6'8" players.
Stewart, 7.3 points per game. Just 6 games as a sophomore a few years back. This team has a ton of seniors, and you'll see they make a lot of good decisions. Stewart did that time. Drew jabs, fires. That one's short. Rebound pulled out of there again by Bird. And now Mora pushing the pace.
My goodness, Drew is all over the place on defense.
Coast to coast goes Drew. He's fouled. Shot it a little too strong, but 2 free throws coming. We have seen him grow as a player every single year. We talked about this. We say it almost every broadcast. He only played 18 games in his first 2 seasons in a Forester uniform. Since then, he's been a starter nearly over the last 60 games. I mean, he's been excellent, and it's been fun to see.
Well, and he's one of the players that does I mean, you look at his older brother, Zach Goodline, one of the best Foresters in history. Drew has all of the tools that Zach had, maybe not as good of a three-point shot or handle as Zach Goodline, but he's got the better athleticism. He's, I would argue, a slightly better defender. I mean, he really has all the intangibles that you talk about in basketball that make winning plays for your team.
Joldersma bringing it across. Mora been doing the ball handling here off the bench. Gizzy reaching in just a bit. Great defense by Max again. Forces a tough shot, a miss, and Goodline has another rebound. Gizzy can shut out an opposing player. We've seen it against Lane Sparks and Zach Goodline. I mean, he's that good. Gizzy to the rim this time. Floats it up and in.
And that's a welcome sight because Gizzy really hasn't had the offensive start that he was hoping for this season or that the Foresters were hoping for, but he can get going as well. I mean, on top of his strong defense, he can be a really solid offensive player, as we saw last year when he played the Foresters.
Had 26 in this building last year in his one trip. Joldersma airballs that one. Caden Johnson clears. HU's got a lot of momentum right now, and they're playing with some serious confidence. Drew floats it up and rattles it in.
This team is rolling on all cylinders. They're making their threes. They're getting to the paint, making their shots, and Cornerstone looks a little bit lost on defense. They don't know how to stop this Forester offense.
Inside, Caden Johnson called for the foul there. That was once again Blake Stewart getting in between the trees. May have just got poked on that left arm, and he's got a trip to the free throw line.
Well, it looks like KJ put his arms over him, and you cannot do that as a defender. You got to go straight up. And he had his arms come over him, and that's a foul.
Tried giving Stewart a haircut. Knocked his forehead back there. I've been impressed by Stewart. We haven't seen him, obviously, for an extended period of time, just the first 10 minutes of this game. But he is cutting into the lane, weaving through this traffic, and scoring over some much taller players.
I mean, it is always tough when you're driving to the rim and you see 6'11" KJ and 6'8" Roman Bruvier. I mean, those are like two tall trees in the paint, and he's still managing to get it up and get fouls. It's impressive driving.
Landon Jordan back in with KJ, Beagle, Drew Goodline, and Jackson Paul. That's the 5 for HU. Playing this tough Cornerstone team, off to a great start. Similar start to what we saw against Madonna on the road, and now an illegal screen. And if that's on Landon, that is his second, and it will be on Landon Jordan. So that's number 2.
And Landon is known for getting in foul trouble, and you want to keep him out of that 3 foul range in the first, because then he has to sit, and the backup centers get a lot more playing time and maybe get a little tired out. So hopefully Landon can stay out of foul trouble.
Biggering back in there. He had a nice start to this game. A quick 4 points. 3 points it was, excuse me. Now to the rim. Landon bumps the driver there. Lucky to not pick up his third, and Jackson Paul grabs the miss. Jackson feeling good in this first half. Falls away from the left side. Can't get it to drop. It's cleared out there by Dykema. Still like that shot from Jackson, though.
Yeah, that's a great look. I mean, after already making a fadeaway mid-range, we know he's capable of making that.
Backdoor cut and another bucket, and it's Caden Bird again. He has been the main scorer in this first half. That will actually take us to our next media timeout. Cutting into this lead, the Cornerstone Golden Eagles just down 11, and a free throw coming when we come back.
Lane Sparks reporting into the Foresters lineup. This is
I can't talk, I have a showing. My clients are arriving any minute.
Eleanor. Mom passed.
I think it'd be best if you all go to hotels, for Dad's sake.
I didn't get to say goodbye.
You said goodbye when you never came home.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community.
27-16, Foresters in front after that fast start. Something we want to cover is not only the head coach, Kim Elder, is having a lot of success, but if you see the guy here in the sweater with the buzz cut and the beard, that is Kyle Staginga. I watched him play in this arena a long time ago for Cornerstone, probably 10 years ago at this point. He is the leading scorer in Michigan college basketball history. 4-time NAIA first-team All-American, scored 3,200 points, 20-plus points per game in all 4 seasons. Absolute stud, and that is a real weapon to have on your bench as an assistant coach.
I mean, and that's what you're looking for in a coaching staff. Yes, you want to have a great, experienced head coach, but if you can have those assistants that used to be phenomenal players in their own right, it really does help because that provides a little bit of motivation for the players on your team as, you're being coached by a player who clearly knows how to win because he did it back in the day. So that's a really nice X factor for this Cornerstone team.
That's more points than anyone that's played at Michigan, Michigan State. I mean, he was that good. Excellent player, and went to a couple of national tournaments and had tons of success. Awesome player. Talked to him a little bit before today's game, and he was happy to be back inside of a fresh Platt arena. Jordan puts it on the floor, had it taken away. Blake Stewart again to the rim, that time lost it, and the Foresters turn it right back over. Wilcock to the right side, shot fake through the lane, up and off the rim. Again, Stewart misses. Not used to seeing that early. HU just running a little too quick at this moment, a couple turnovers in a row.
And that pace worked in the first part of this first half, but you got to slow it down a little bit here as they're getting a little bit too rushed.
Eli Steffen swings it inside, wide open. Wolcock can't hit that one. Landon Jordan takes it away. Talked about that is not the strength of this Golden Eagles team. They just do not make a ton of threes, and we're kind of seeing that here early. They've only knocked down one of their first 6. Sparks, couple of defenders on him, trying to go up and under, bounces it to Jackson Paul. HU got to get back into that offensive flow we saw early. Good way to do it is by giving it to 20, and he gets them back on track.
And that's what he does. He's the leading scorer. He's shaking his head as he's going down the court because that's too much space for Lane Sparks as he drills it.
Sparks up to 10 points already. Might just be one of those afternoons as well. There's a good chance he's a top 5 scorer in the entire country this year as Brouvier clears on the Wolcock miss. Jackson Paul, in and out dribble. Landon Jordan backing down, doesn't do this a whole lot, but a good reason to do it there. Goes right over the top of the defender, and Dykma just couldn't stop him.
And he's very confident going against Dykma. He believes he can easily beat him in the paint, and he does so there with flying colors. I mean, that is a beautiful little push shot.
Dykma is 6'8", Landon Jordan is 6'9", but what you don't remember is his vertical is so impressive. Might show it off here. Instead, Drew goes up and scores it. Thought we might have a dunk, but we'll take a Drew Goodline 2 instead.
And Foresters back into their offensive momentum. They've doubled the Golden Eagles score here early, and they are rolling.
Wiggerink fires and hits the second 3 of the day for Cornerstone. That cuts it to 14. Wiggerink coming into today just 1 of 8 from downtown, so that's a shot you live with, but Tanner is capable of knocking it down. Jackson staying in this same zone offensively, fouled on his way to the hoop. It'll be an out-of-bounds play for Huntington coming.
Yeah, I fouled him before he was able to gather the ball, and if he's not able to gather the ball, then that will never be a shooting foul. Dykma made sure he had no chance of getting that ball up.
Wilcock is called for his first. Gizzy back in. Huntington running with Roman as the 5. See if they can get him involved here offensively. He's really more of a glue guy. He's going to get offensive rebounds. He's going to play good defense. This is the guy you rely on to score as he goes up and under. Couldn't get to the rim. Coach Alford thought there may have been a foul there, but it's pushed back the other way by the Golden Eagles. Open shot, right side is good by Brooks. He is now just 2 of 22 from downtown, but he is a capable 3-point shooter. 40% from 3 last year, and he had 29 points in the WHAC championship. So he can shoot it, he's just not had that same kind of stroke so far this young year.
And all shooters go through slumps, and I mean, they'll eventually get out of it, and maybe this is the game where he does.
Forrester's a little out of sync offensively at the moment, not getting those same good looks. That'll lead Cade Brenner to the scorer's table. Wiggerink puts it on the floor, hands it off to Eli Steffen. In between a couple of defenders, Forrester is going to be called for a foul, and that's going to put Cornerstone into the 1-and-1.
Looks like he got his hand on the ball, but they call a foul instead. I mean, he is definitely reaching in there, but yeah, you can see him smack him on the shoulder there, and that is a foul.
A 1-and-1 opportunity coming from Eli Steffen. Just 5 of 12 from the free throw line. Strange to see those numbers from a guard, as he does knock in that first. So you can tell this Golden Eagles team, they've played a tough schedule. They're 2-2. They haven't shot it well. If they start shooting it well, they're a really dangerous team year in and year out.
Well, I mean, you know they're going to be able to score on the inside, as that's their strong suit. But when, like you said, they're able to shoot, they're once again going to be one of the top teams in the league.
Rouvier able to keep that ball in play. HU running the offense with Gizzy keeping control. Brenner had that deflected, and it looks like Cade stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, and it was good hands by the Golden Eagle defender, and ooh.
I'm not sure he did, though.
I don't think
I don't know
think
if
there
he
was some
touched that
space
line.
there.
That was pretty close.
Ref saw the line, though, and Golden Eagle ball and a chance to cut the lead to single digits.
34-24. It's a turnover either way for HU. Cornerstone starting to show some of their defense. Brooks fires again. That's what most of his three-pointers have looked like this year. And then Gizzy keeps it alive and knocks it off a Wiggerink.
And that is the hustle that Gizzy provides there. I mean, he's fighting with a player that is way taller than him and manages to get the ball off his leg, and a heads-up play from Max Gizzy.
You could put Max Gizzy into a video and explain it in one video. That's what it would look like. He makes those hard-nosed plays and wins those loose balls for his team. Jackson Paul finds Sparks. This is where he likes to work. Up over the top and somehow got it to go.
That is just a ridiculously tough shot. I mean, that is a falling away almost halfway to the ground hook shot over a much taller defender.
6'7" inside is Wiggerink, so he does a great job. 4 blocks against Iwu as well, so he's a great shot blocker. Rowlandson has really not got his offense going quite yet. Cade Brenner to Gizzy. Nice back door cut from Rouvier. Just couldn't get open. Sparks again goes to work, taps it back up. Roman kept it alive, but it's pulled away by Brooks. Rowlandson, this time into the chest of Jackson Paul, and we've seen that a time or two.
And Jackson Paul, he is such a good defender. He moves his feet so well, and you can see right there, anticipates the direction he's going, gets his feet set, and that is a charge every single day of the week.
The Foresters up 12. We're at our next media timeout, the last one here in the first half. We'll see how HU can finish this first when we come back.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
36-24. The Foresters looking for their first 7-0 start for the first time since 2013 and 14. If you're a Forester fan at home, they started 14-0 that year under Coach Ty Platt. Tyler Alt, Daniel Wold, Derek Heinen, Shane Merriman, TJ Short, Alec Peterson, Ryan Boyster. Those are a couple of the names that a lot of these Forester fans would remember. Shane Merriman's the one that really sticks out because he was one of the best big men with the best footwork you've ever seen. He had like one career dunk at 6'7", but his footwork was excellent and found ways to score it in a lot of unique ways. That was a fun team, and so is this one.
Yeah.
Good line. Driving to baseline, finds an open Gizzy for a moment. Good ball movement, leads to a wide open three for Brenner, and that was an excellent possession for HU.
And they want to see Brenner and Beagle make those kinds of shots. Those sophomore sharpshooters, I mean, they can struggle at times, but when they're on, this team is so deadly because they have so much bench depth with those two playing well.
And without Zach and Lane, being here all the time as well, you have to find ways to get open shots because those two create wide open looks on their own as Johnson's called for the personal. That will be his second, I believe. Vigorink is going to head to the free throw line, but good line and Sparks. Obviously, Lane's still here. They create their own shots over and over with step backs and tough looks. Now, you've got to find those open looks by moving the ball, and we've seen that this year.
Well, and when you have players like Jackson Paul, Lane Sparks, you have, you have Cade Brenner, you have Landon Beagle, Max Gizzy. I mean, you have so many good shooters, good players who can catch the ball, put it on the floor, and drive past the defenders and then kick it to a wide open three. When you have that many weapons, the ball movement becomes flawless, and especially when it's moving around and they're whipping the ball around the court, it's hard for the defense to get set and stop it.
Wiggerink has 8. That is what he averages through the first 4 games. He is coming off his best game of the year, 11 points, 4 rebounds against Olivet Nazarene. Very capable scorer when he gets it going. Jackson Paul using the ball screen from Caden Johnson, gets in between, finds KJ, who scores his first bucket.
And that's what Jackson Paul can do very well. He's fast, can get around his defender, and gets the easy look to the center, and KJ will be able to feast off of that all year.
Brenner couldn't see that one coming. Wiggerink, the taller player, knocks it away. Back to the basket, goes up top, wide open look. Rollinson got lost in there and scored.
Little bit of a lack of defensive communication there from the Foresters, something they haven't struggled with so much or too much here early on, but you cannot let him get going.
Drew Goodline comes and gets it from Caden Johnson. Drew had a nice stretch there early in this first half. He's been a little quiet here the last few minutes. Brenner almost airballed that one long, and it's picked up by the Golden Eagles. Rollinson inside again, got that to go off glass.
I mean, KJ jumped straight up in the air. You probably couldn't even see the rim and still managed to bank it in. That's a tough shot from Rollinson.
41-30, Cornerstone has come back within 11 a couple times now in this first half. Huntington has had an answer to kind of pull back away. We'll see if they have it again. Brenner to Gizzy. Haven't seen him do much offensively. Blocked by Wiggerink. Loose ball picked up by KJ, who cleans it all up.
And Gizzy, that's the right idea going into the paint. I mean, Wiggerink was right there to meet him, but KJ, the heads-up play to get the ball.
Looks like the official is going to have to call time.
He's bleeding all over the place.
So we will have to let him clean that up. It looks like it's Eli Steffen that got popped. I'm not sure if they're going to come look at this, but I would assume there's a chance they're going to come check out this last play. So we are going to have to wait and see if the officials are going to come look. Haven't got official word yet, and they are going to come look at this. So we're going to take a short break, talk to the people in the back, and see what we can look at.
This is how we like to do it.
Okay, so the referees are looking at this play here by Max Gizzy driving in against the defender for Cornerstone. We'll show
Headbutts him a little bit there.
We'll show you right here. Gizzy drives in, so it was his head that hit the defender and Stefan. And we'll wait and see. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
One of the refs letting us know that's a basketball play. It was actually his head that caught the defender and Stefan. So I thought initially maybe it was an elbow. They go back and give it a flagrant maybe on Gizzy. It's unfortunate for Stefan, but Gizzy's head was the one that hit him, not the elbow.
Well, and those kinds of injuries always look a lot worse than they are because you see a bunch of blood, but that part of the head bleeds a lot. So I mean, it's just an incidental head hit, and they do get possession still.
Down low, Cornerstone going back to work in the paint. That forced shot was missed, and Brouvier takes it away. Sparks in and out dribble, gets to the rim, was blocked on his way there.
And that's the way to make up for the missed shot there is nice block.
Woolcock fires and hits. That's a big momentum swing there. It looks like Sparks was hit pretty hard on his way, but did not get a free throw, and we'll see if Sparks goes right back to work. Usually when he gets frustrated, he wants to keep going.
And just to clean it up, so the Cornerstone fans don't get it was Caden Bird that hit that three because he's number 20.
That one was missed. Sorry about that. Bird's been really good tonight.
Yes.
Him and Woolcock both have been
busy. They've both been fantastic.
Yeah, Bird is the one who's really led the way off the bench with 9 points now. Swing pass, Stewart. He's had some nice moments off the bench. A step inside from the left, and Dykma has an easy bucket with his left hand.
And they've broken it down to single digits as Foresters have not been able to hold on to this double-digit lead, and we'll see if they can get something going here in this final minute.
HU about to start their offense. Gizzy will trigger this set. He's going to go right to work to the right side, flip it up, and a foul called. And Gizzy has a couple of free throws coming. That's the 6th on Cornerstone. And Max has 2 free throws coming.
You see here, just a nice drive, gets right past the defender, initiates the contact, and that's a clean offensive play by Gizzy, and chance for 2 at the line.
Max just 2 points. Not had a lot of opportunities to get shots off as well. First free throws of the night. Gizzy's someone that usually is stuffing the stat sheet, does knock in his first free throw. Just hasn't been as involved on the offensive end, but he's made a big difference defensively so far in this first half.
He has been an absolute menace on the defensive end for Cornerstone. He has been locking up their ball handlers all quarter or all half long.
That one drops in for Gizzy, pushes it back to a 10-point lead. Probably 2 shots left in this half, 1 for Cornerstone, 1 for HU if they can get a defensive rebound. Jackson, great defense again. That time it was Woolcock who was trying to get through. Brooks fires inside. It was touched by Jackson Paul, and it's out on him. Cornerstone's basketball.
And how about the heads-up play there from Jackson? He came all the way from the right side corner to make up for the mistake that Beagle made as Beagle got beat on that backdoor cut, and Jackson Paul somehow was able to recover that and lead it so they don't get an easy one inside.
Good hands by Landon Beagle to knock that one out of play again. 24.7 seconds left. Launched up top, Brooks with a good catch. Someone's gonna have to send up a shot here shortly. 8 on the shot clock. Inside, nice catch. Brooks fires after the fake shot and gets it to go. The pump fake works. So his 3-point stroke is back. And now HU is gonna draw up one last play here with 6.5 left on the clock.
They've cut it to 7 as this Cornerstone team is legit. They are so capable. I mean, like you said, they're not usually the best 3-point shooting team, but they've made 5 for 11 here so far. They're shooting well, and when they're shooting well, they're a deadly team.
This is an arena where it seems like opposing teams always come in and shoot well. It's just a short backdrop, not much behind the basket. Kind of makes your eyes get big. I mean, we've seen you shoot it in here as well during the preseason Meet the Team night. And shooters just enjoy it in here. And Brooks.
I attest to that.
Yeah, Brooks has only made 1 3 coming into today's game. 1 of 21. He's already made 2 today. And we talked about it. He is a capable three-point shooter. We've seen Foresters in the past go through shooting woes. Up and down, up and down. 1 week they're great, the next they struggle. That's the life of a shooter, and Brooks today is on the better side of life.
I mean, as someone who likes to shoot the ball myself, there are days where I can't get one to fall if I try. But when you're feeling it, there's not much opposing people can do to stop you.
Gizzy falls and
Wow.
hits from 12 feet, and the Foresters will take a 9-point lead into the halftime break. That is why you get a grad transfer like Max Gizzy to make some big buckets. So Ryan, back and forth game there for a while. HU pulled away, and now Cornerstone back within 9. Your thoughts from that first half real quick?
Yeah, I mean, the way that the Foresters were able to start off was they were winning in every single statistical category. They had more rebounds, they had more assists, they had less turnovers, they were shooting better from the field. And the way Cornerstone was able to get back in it was 1, 3-point shots, not their usual MO, but 5 for 11 from 3, 13 of 30, 43% from the field. They were shooting 33, and they've upped that by 10%, which is why they're back within 9.
So HU up 9. We're going to take about a 10-minute break. We'll be back with about 5 minutes left in the halftime break. It's 47-38. Foresters on top.
At nursing camp, we learned a lot and had a lot of fun at the same time.
I've always wanted to be a nurse since I was a kid because my mom and grandma were nurses.
So I felt really behind and scared to be majoring in nursing. The professors really make sure that you feel welcome and that you are really understanding what you're getting into if you do join.
My favorite part, I think, was going to like the research center. We got to practice like CPR.
I thought I would come here and not know, talk to anybody. But first day, it was like, oh, I already had a whole group of friends.
I would describe nursing camp as super fun, but also super educational. Like they took the education process and made it fun.
Everybody's gonna make you feel welcome, and you're really gonna have a good time.
So Norm was someone that I hadn't really thought of before, if I'm being honest, but the moment that I was given the honor to wear him, I think that I realized the value that he brought to really our generation as a whole.
He came on a ship, was brought to Huntington, Indiana via a rail car.
Exuberant, sweaty, and mysterious.
Someone playing Norm, you have to have a spotter kind of, because you can't see very well out of the mask. And so people can come up behind Norm and trip Norm without
Norm throw out the first pitch at a Timcast game, which I feel bad for the catcher because Norm he had rotator cuff surgery
4 feet and 8
early in his
feet
career,
tall.
and so he doesn't always throw strikes.
Most of all, he has our hearts in his hands.
When he left, that's kind of when Norm kind of went into, the closet for a little bit. My name is Lori Culler, and my job here is I'm athletic director.
I'm Nate Perry. Title is the managing director of the Hopper Institute for Agricultural Studies.
I have played Norm for one single basketball game.
I've been Norm for one single event. Norm
is a mascot for the Foresters. He was created in 1966.
We never really even talked about anybody playing Norm. It was Norm. Who's in Norm? It's Norm.
The first version of him was kind of a blonde guy that was swinging an axe.
In 1996, when I arrived on campus, I try to describe Norm as a little bit like Santa Claus. Big, jolly laugh, rose-colored cheeks.
In 2006, I believe it was, when we changed from Huntington College to Huntington University.
Norm got his flannel, his green flannel, got his very, very plush beard that he has now, got his wonderful toque to our Canadian friends, you know, the stocking cap.
I would say the reason at this point that he's maybe not as visible as he has been in the past has to do more with a marketing campaign. Trees kind of fit better in that marketing scheme.
The one thing that everybody should know about Norm is he's just another guy just like you. Yeah, he wears his flannel and he has his very sharp axe, but he's just a normal person. So don't be afraid of Norm if you see him coming. Don't take your animals, your puppy dogs, and run. Norm likes animals. He's animal friendly.
And so it's not that Norm has gone away. He maybe just partly haven't had a lot of volunteerism in terms of people wanting to be Norm.
He's really just the Forester spirit. So as long as you have some of that in you, then I think you are worthy to wear the suit.
Expect Norm at basketball games.
There's a little bit of Norm in all of us.
And he's actually tree friendly. Some people think that Norm is just going to cut down the trees.
We'd love to have, you know, 1 or 2, 3 people that would say, yeah, I would do it.
He's actually a forester. He may cut down trees to make ways for new trees in the future that will have a legacy, long-lasting legacy.
Norm will always come back.
You gave me that.
I gave you nothing.
You showed me what was possible.
You showed me all it takes is fear and a little focused violence. You inspire. You're out of here. What? This is all in your head. You're sick. Twisted. How could you say that?
You think you'll be remembered?
You're pathetic. Psychopathic. Begging for attention. You're gonna die. Alone in Oregon. No! Nobody. No! Oh, this is not how it was supposed to go. Oh, I had it all planned out. We were gonna be safe here.
We can watch the whole thing together.
Watch what? Everything! It was all there. You mean you didn't figure it out? Oh, you're really not as smart as I thought you were. I guess I gave you too much credit. What have you done? What's black? Blue? Dead. All over. You. If you think you can stop what's coming.
Forester camps is making new friends.
A great way to explore different opportunities.
Great way to experience life here at Huntington University.
I looked into OTA and it looked like a lot what I wanted to do, but I still wasn't really sure like what all it was.
But I did know that I did want to be in the medical field, but I don't really have a stomach for blood. This was a different way to be able to help people like physically, but not have to open them up.
Since it's a smaller place, everyone knows each other, you know, they can invest time in each other.
This would be a great way to learn about it and see what it is.
So I saw how life-changing that can be, and it made me want to do that.
To me, Forester camps is definitely a lot of fun.
Fantastic. Telling.
Something that everybody can find something that interests them.
A space to learn new things in a safe environment.
To me, Forester Camps is getting to be a home away from home, I guess. You learn a lot here and you learn it well.
I plan on being an author once I'm done with college, so this seemed like a really fun opportunity for me.
It was just glad to meet new people in general and just kind of enjoy the workshop and just take away what I can from it and make myself a better writer.
That whole thing about how to write for musicals, I never even thought of that before, but that was awesome.
Nine-point lead here with about 5 minutes left until the second half. Great start for HU, but this Cornerstone team, as they do, they're really solid. They bit back a little bit and crawled within 9 before the halftime break. And it's been a little bit of a struggle down the stretch for HU offensively, but a big shot by Max Gizzi there at the end of the half to put them up 9.
Yeah, and this 9-point lead is really because of the stats. I mean, if you look at the stats across the board, the Foresters are leading in every single statistical category. They have 1 more rebound, 3 more assists, 2 more steals, 2 more blocks. They're better in free throw percentage, in three-point percentage, in field goal percentage. They have less turnovers. They have more points off of turnovers. I mean, they are just beating them in every single category, which is why they have the lead that they have right now.
And obviously the team stats are impressive, but the individual stats were just as impressive because that offensive attack in the first half was extremely balanced. Lane Sparks had 12. Jackson Paul had 7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. And Max Gizzi had 6. Drew Goodline had 6. Landon Jordan with 6. Caden Johnson with 4, and then Brenner and Beagle both had 3. I think they want us to stand up, Ryan, so we'll do that. I didn't realize. It's kind of hard to hear. But it's Preston Husband, Ryan Holzapple, and, you know, so far, like we said, it was kind of waves in that first half. We had a hot stretch to start, slowed down, and then finished the half strong with Max Gizzi. And I think that Gizzi won't show up a lot in the stat sheet throughout the year, but he does those little things and hits those big buckets that you expect from a guy that's played 5 years of college basketball.
Yeah, he knows what it takes to win. I mean, that comes with experience, and he clearly has the most experience on the team. I mean, last year you had another graduate in Zach Goodline who had extreme experience and was able to make those clutch buckets when you need it. Slow the guys down, like, okay, hey, let's get into our offense, let's get rolling. And that's what Max Gizzi provides for them so far this season. He did that here today.
So with about 3 minutes left to the halftime break, we're going to take a short break, just about 30 seconds to a minute. Come back, and we should have Coach Corey Alford for our halftime interview on FDN Sports.
Convenience stores. And when you do, I expect you will experience hometown excellence in the cleanest and friendliest convenience stores in your community. Please also consider visiting JJ Java for the best cup of coffee in town, or JJ's Pit Stop for a quick, no appointment necessary professional oil change. Also, if you ever need a clean, efficient environment in which to do laundry, JJ's Washroom is ready to serve you.
Coach Corey Alford here after that halftime break, 47-38, your team in front. Coach, I thought the ball movement was pretty good there to start the game. What do you see from your team?
Yeah, we executed our offensive game plan for the most part. When we got it side to side, got some ball reversals, got it inside. I liked the shots that we got. Just thought our defensive intensity kind of fell a little bit down as we subbed, as we got tired late in that half. But for the most part, good 20 minutes.
And you got a lot of production from a lot of different guys. It was a balanced attack. Lane led the way with 12, but a couple of those threes from Brenner and Beagle obviously pretty crucial for your team.
Yeah, if we can get production off the bench like that, it's great. Both those guys can knock down shots. We just got to find a way to be able to guard when we make rotations and subs.
All right, Coach, thanks. We'll see you afterwards. Coach Corey Alford, his team up 9. And just about 2 minutes left in the break. Sorry, I'm sitting down the rest of the time. So 47-38 HU. You heard Coach Alford there talk about the defensive intensity. They give up 38, maybe a few more than he would like, but overall their defensive intensity was good to start. They just gave up a lot of points on the backside of that first half.
Yeah, I mean, to start off, they held them to 5 points when they had 17. I mean, that is excellent defensive just poise and composure from this Forester squad. But, I mean, like you said, Cornerstone got into a bit of a rhythm in that second half. I mean, in the last part of that first half, they really came into their offense. I mean, they're making threes, which is something they don't normally do at a high rate. But, like you said, it just seems to be something about this arena that other opposing teams like to shoot in as well.
Take a look at what Cornerstone's individual players did. Caden Bird had 9, 3 of 5 from the field. Tanner Wiggerink, he had 8, second leading scorer on the team. Rollison, he had 6. If you can hold him to 6.5, you feel pretty good. He's averaging around 19 points per contest. Mason Brooks, talked about the struggles from deep. Well, he was 2 of 3 from downtown. He had 6. Blake Stewart with 4, Dykma with 4, and Stefan with 1. So both teams very balanced. They had a handful of players scoring for them, and that's kind of what good teams do. You have to have those other options, those 4th, 5th options to come up big for you, and both teams had that in the first half.
I mean, the best teams aren't marked by their best player. They're marked as their whole team. I mean, the best team in the league is a team that, yes, has those stars, those players that are able to get you the clutch buckets that you need, put up some big stats, and fill up the box score. But your team is only as good as your depth. If you don't have good defenders, good shooters, good rebounders, people with high basketball IQ surrounding those stars, you're never going to make it anywhere in any kind of league, especially in such a competitive league like the Crossroads League.
Good to see Eli Steffen back in there. He's guarding the guy that gave him the gashed eye. You can see the Band-Aid on top of that right eye right now, on his eyebrow, I should say. He got bumped by Gizzy on a drive. It's good to see him back in there. Rollison with those 6 points in the first half, drives right, defended well by Gizzy. Size advantage inside for Mason Brooks, and he goes right over the top of Jackson Paul. That is a big advantage if they can get that matchup.
I mean, Jackson Paul is a great defender, but there is nothing you can do against a player with an extra 4, 5, 6 inches on you. I mean, that is tough for anyone to guard, even no matter how good of a defender you are.
Drew cutting through the lane, looking to maybe take a tough shot. Instead goes out to Jackson Paul. They'll restart the offense here. Jackson drives, gets stuck in the air. Gizzy shot fake, 18-footer, and once again, late shot clock scenario, you go to your most seasoned player.
And he's up to 8 points now. I mean, that's what you want to see. He's averaging right around there for the season. So to see him already there with plenty of time left on the clock is a really good sign.
Wilcock, right side Steffen, still seeing it all right with that Band-Aid as he knocks down a triple.
That's a tough contested triple too. I mean, Gizzy was right there on him.
Another guy that would only make 1 3 coming into today's game, and you look up and he's knocked down a few tough shots. Tough shot from Goodline, that doesn't fall. This is the closest Cornerstone has been in quite a while, and a chance to make it a little closer. Rollison gets his defender in the air, missed the long 2. Great job by Jackson Paul tapping that away. Up top, Jordan catches, tried finding Gizzy. Too fast again between Sparks and Jordan. Skip pass, Steffen just hit that 3, now goes right side, Woolcock bounces inside. Wiggerink got Jordan in the air, and now it's down to 4. Coach Corey Alford stands up, but not gonna burn that timeout. He likes to watch his team play through some adversity.
On Cornerstone, they're just playing well. They're playing well on defense. They're getting the shots they want. Forcer's got a way to stop them, and that's a good way to start.
Lane Sparks with another tough long 2. That is his game. We've seen that for years and years now. He's up to 14. Wilcock driving left. Brooks may have got away with a walk, looking for an option. He'll call his own number and hits a long 2 himself.
I mean, that's a tough break for the Foresters. Good defense. He got away with a travel there and nails down the shot. That's a tough shot.
He's up to 10 points after only averaging 5 to start this season. Back to Sparks. HU likes rolling with 20. Some contact there. Jordan couldn't get the tip to go back in. And now Cornerstone back the other way. Wiggerink against the smaller Gizzy. Wide open for Woolcock, and now it's just a 2-point game.
And we knew Cornerstone would come into this game with some much expected firepower. I mean, they're playing well right now. The Forces have got to find a rhythm.
Good line, goes baseline. There's Landon. Wow. Jordan puts Wiggerink on a poster, and a free throw coming.
And that's a screensaver for a couple of people now as Landon Jordan stuffs him in the basket with a chance for an and one.
Take a good look from above the rim. Landon Jordan right over the top of Wiggerink. He's not the first one to be a victim of Jordan and probably won't be the last. That's a big bucket for HU as Sparks will get a rest. Caden Johnson checks in as well. 8 points, 4 rebounds. Can't stay perfect from the line. I think Brouvier is down in front of the bench as well, waiting to take Jordan's spot at the next break.
Jordan's having a nice night with 8 points, 4 rebounds. He's been a nice spark for them.
Brooks open again, that time missed, so he's either hit or been way off. So
yeah.
Give or take with Brooks. Good line, quick to the hoop, floats it up again, left it short, nearly got it back, and now it's a run out for Rollinson in front of the rest of the pack.
I mean, that's a tough break. Rollinson was kind of trailing behind the defense there and got a wide open look.
4 minutes gone in this first half. Cornerstone has cut a 9-point lead to 2. Aiden Johnson working inside, didn't get it that time. Him and Jordan, the big men down low. Good line will catch and survey. Drew off the dribble, great defense by Woolcock. Caden catches, finds Gizzy, and he was fouled while doing so. And now 2 fouls on the guest, and now Landon Jordan will get that break.
Brouvier back in, a player that kind of does everything you need him to do. He's a good defender, good rebounder. He makes the hustle plays, and good to see him back in as he's had a nice defensive night so far.
Roman looking for KJ. Design play out of that sideline out of bounds. Jackson rises up, misses almost everything. It's another rebound down, and now Cornerstone a chance to tie or take the lead. Rollinson thought about the lead. Roman talked him out of it. Rollinson will fire now and hit. Cornerstone on fire coming out of the break.
That is a ridiculously long 3. I mean, that is such a tough shot, and Forrester's now trailing something they did not think they would be doing.
Good line, tries to answer, can't do so. Fighting for the O board is KJ, and he's called for the foul.
Wow, and it looked like he got held down there, but they didn't see it, but they saw him pushing it. You can see it, the player go over the back and hit it. So you'd think that'd be an over the back foul, but they call it on KJ instead.
That's his 3rd personal. That's the first on the Foresters here in the second half. Right now, they need to stop on the defensive end. Wiggerink, right side Brooks. Rollinson just hit that deep one. Looking to exploit the taller defender. Gets to the rim and scores again.
That's an unbelievable shot. I mean, Roman couldn't have played that better, and he still made it. That is an instance of good defense and better offense.
Gizzy trying to tie it back up, and he did. He's had the answer all night long.
And Max Gizzy, that is what your experience does, is he is able to hit it under pressure there and ties the game back up. That's what Alford wants to see.
And that's a 30-second timeout, but it'll turn into the media. It's a tied game, 56-56, 14-24 when we come back.
I can't talk, I have a showing.
Listen.
My clients are arriving any minute.
Eleanor. Mom passed.
I think it'd be best if you all go to hotels, for Dad's sake.
I didn't get to say goodbye.
You said goodbye when you never came home.
We've got a good one inside Platt Arena. The Golden Eagles receiving votes. The Foresters are number 13 in the country, and this is what you expect out of 2 teams that, as of late, seem to go to the national tournament year in and year out. And HU, they've given up a lead, but this is good to face some adversity and see if they can find a way to take that stranglehold back like they had in the first half.
Well, and they really have had a somewhat easier, I was road in the beginning of this season. They haven't faced too many teams that are quite as good as this Cornerstone team. So this is a great chance, like you said, to face some adversity, see if you can play through it. And right now they're leaning on Max Gizzy.
Max Gizzy has been excellent. He's hit 2 massive shots here already in this second half. Late clock scenarios, a couple of them. That last one was a 3 to tie it back up. If he misses that, who knows? Cornerstone comes down and scores. You start to feel like maybe Cornerstone can start pulling away a little bit. But right now, we're evened up. Gizzy's up to 11. He's the leading scorer on the floor right now with Lane Sparks on the bench.
They got to keep Rollinson from continuing to score as he is starting to feel it here in this. second half.
You can see Gizzy's on him now too, so that's the goal. He does get open from the corner and
Man.
hits another.
That's what he does. You got to stay glued to him. You can't give him even a little bit of breathing room or he will make it. And Gizzy's got to know that he's got to close out better.
He's already got 10 here in this second half, 16 on the game. Good line to Bruvier, tried going into Landon Jordan. Loose ball picked up by Cornerstone. It's a Forrester turnover. Look for Rollinson again. He's got the hot hand. Dykma finds Stefan. Jackson Paul knocked it away and then threw it off of Rollinson. And maybe that's what HU needs to kind of grab some of this momentum.
See Jackson Paul frustrated, so he just throws it as hard as he can off Rollinson to maybe send a message to him. And yeah, that's a tough throw right on him and heads up play.
So we've actually got the media now. 59-56 Cornerstone. One more back in Platte Arena.
Bippa State Bank is a cornerstone of the community. Our banking building blocks were assembled in 1911 and haven't differed much since then. We still stay true to our local roots, aiming to support, uplift, and celebrate the citizens and businesses of Huntington. As proud lenders to and patrons of our local businesses, we make our community an even more prosperous place. And when you support local banking, you play an important role in Huntington's success stories. No matter what financial products you may need, your business is an invaluable opportunity for us to strengthen our relationship with Huntington, which we're fortunate enough to call home. Bippa State Bank is banking at its best. We believe in community banking.
A tight one inside Platte Arena. The Golden Eagles have come out in this second half, and it's been their star player, Luke Rollinson, who's got things rolling. And you look at it, it's 21-9 in this second half. Cornerstone, we knew with how well coached they were and how disciplined they were, they didn't feel like they were out of that game. And that run to end the half to get it within single digits, that was so big. And now we see them going on a big run to start this second half as well.
Well, it looks like the Foresters just don't really have a method of how they want to score right now. Right now it's kind of a clutter offense where they're just kind of throwing up tough shots, and you've got to get better shots than that. Give it to Lane Sparks, see if he can create something for you. I mean, you've got to lean on your best players in situations like this.
59-56, HU with the basketball following that hustle play by Jackson Paul. Sparks is back in the game with Jordan Bruvier, Jackson Paul, and Gizzy. Jordan hands off to Gizzy. He's had the big buckets tonight. Sparks trying to get back to work. Goes to a strong left. Lots of contact there again. Gets the loose ball. Sparks will try again. Looked like he was fouled. No call again on Sparks. And now he's going to be whistled for the personal. He is not getting any help.
Yeah, he's not getting anything. I mean, he is getting bumped and hit inside. I mean, you see he goes up and that's right on the hand. I mean, that is a foul, and refs are just not seeing it. I mean, you know Lane Sparks wants to get contact, so the refs expect him to initiate that kind of contact, but you cannot, if you're the ref, you cannot be missing things like that, because that is game-changing if you're not calling those.
He gets one of the toughest whistles because he is so strong in there, but man. And now a foul on Jackson Paul, and Rollinson sold that one as JP is going to pick up the personal.
It looks like the player was almost pushing, and Jackson was just trying to keep up with his man. It almost should have been an illegal screen. Once again, another missed call, but refs just not seeing a couple of fouls.
Goldersma sends it into Stewart. Sparks trying to play good on-ball defense. Stewart gets inside, floats it up. Rebound down to Jordan. Good stop for HU. Huntington needs a bucket right now. It's been a while. Jackson Paul within that mid-range area finds Landon, who
great
scores
play.
it.
Landon, a tough shot. I mean, two defenders jumped with him, but that's the athleticism of Jordan on display, able to get it over two people.
Got to get another stop to the Foresters. Dykma on the floor. Jackson Paul reaching, spins to his left. Bruvier clears. Huntington now a chance to take the lead right back. Gizzy turns on the boosters, and a foul called as Steffen stood in his way.
That's unfortunate because Lane Sparks got a wide open look in the corner. You can see number 12. I mean, it looks like he was in legal defensive position.
There's been a couple of tough ones on both sides. That one tough on Steffen. Sparks.
Yeah, he got held.
Yep, trying to get to it. Stewart held on, and HU will make another change. It's Goodline who will check in for Jackson Paul. Game was kind of flowing nicely, and now we've got a lot of whistles.
Well, both teams are getting more and more aggressive on defense and offense as the game progresses. I mean, that's what you expect from two really solid teams, is for both teams to kind of start becoming more aggressive, and they're calling the fouls because of it.
That's the third on Stewart. He's still out there. Sparks gets it. Corner three in front of his own bench, off the side of the backboard. Rare to see as Joldersma pulls it down.
Sparks just clearly not in a rhythm. I mean, he's been expecting to get a lot of free throws here in the second half, but hasn't been getting the calls he's hoped for and showing in his offense right now.
Couple of backdoor cuts. That pass doesn't find Joldersma. He was open, but the pass too low from Dijkma.
Joldersma, the brother of an esteemed volleyball player in IWU.
Yeah, one of the best players in the country. In fact, the National Player of the Year last year. We saw her inside Platt Arena a few weeks back. She is an excellent player. Both from, obviously, Hudsonville, Michigan.
Family all over the Crossroads League.
Yeah, very successful as well. Gizzy's running the point right now. HU has had a tough time offensively here for the last couple of minutes. Sparks trying to get back on track.
Yeah, that's
He's
a foul.
fouled.
That is a foul every day of the week. I mean, he just completely ran into his line of to the bat. I mean, you cannot impede on the offensive players move to the basket. That is a foul.
So Stewart has picked up a couple of fouls here in the second half now.
4 on him.
He's got 4, so he'll head to the bench. Wilcock back in.
He's been one of their best hustle players too, so see him with only needing one more foul to foul out of the game is huge.
Huntington trying to run a set right out of this out-of-bounds scenario. Gizzy had the big shots tonight. Gets through the defense and scores another one.
Max Gizzy has shown up when no one else has. Look, he's pumping up the team. He is ready, and he is pumping the team up and the crowd.
Platt Arena knows that they've got a good one in Max Gizzy in his 5th year. This is exactly why Coach Corey Alford went and got him. Makes big winning plays. Bird into Dijkma. In between some traffic. Left side Steffen. He's hit 1 3 in the half. That one too strong. Goodline rips it away. Big possession for HU.
They need this one. This would be a huge momentum boost.
Goodline floats it way up. Missed it. Loose ball is off of Caden Johnson with 10:32 left in the half. That's one you'd like to have back if you're Drew Goodline.
Jackson coming right back for Lane Sparks, who has definitely been struggling here in the second half and looking to maybe let him cool off a little bit here and come back in and score.
Just 2 points for Sparks. That was right out of the halftime break as well. Now just 6 of 17. He's probably going to get a break till the next media timeout. Come right back in. Joldersma working against Brouvier. Dijkma puts it on the floor. Big fella into Gizzy.
Charge.
Offensive foul, and that is once again just Max Gizzy. This is what he does year in and year out. Puts himself in a good spot, turns it into an offensive foul.
And Forester fans and the Forester team have been waiting for this kind of game from Max Gizzy. We know he's capable of these big games, and so far this has been his game and his leadership that has kept the Foresters in this one.
Gizzy is someone that you're so annoyed with when you play against him or watch him. Even last year, I'm thinking, why is this kid going off against us? And you respect him and see what he's capable of night in and night out. He's an excellent player. Always under control as well. Just a smart basketball player. KJ catches, blocked at the rim by Dijkma. Up ahead, easy lay-in right at the net by Wolcock. That's a momentum play.
I mean, you saw KJ going for the big one down there and got absolutely packed by by Dykema. I mean, that is a nice play. That can shift momentum.
KJ was working hard in there again. Jackson Paul, double team, goes down low. It was kicked. That'll be 20 on the shot clock, but it won't come till after our next media timeout. Foresters still down 1, 9:27 when we come back.
Sparks also returning.
Still a tight one in Platt Arena, 61-60. The Golden Eagles and the Foresters, two teams that have been around that top 25 so far in the early season. Eagles receiving votes led by Kim Elders. We talked about him earlier and all the success he has had. He is one of the best coaches in the country and historically one of the best all time in all of college basketball. 775, 289, that's a 73% win percentage. Talked about his 3 national tournaments in the D2 NAIA back when they were split sections. 1 NAIA runner-up, 40 NAIA D2 national tournament victories. That's the first all-time back after they changed this into one level of NAIA basketball. So he knew his team was going to come out and perform well. Gizzy blocked by Wiggerink now, and now Cornerstone playing some solid defense in the paint.
Wiggerink stares him down there as well. I mean, Gizzy tried to get around, but that is some great feet movement from Wiggerink and sends it out of bounds.
Jordan and Dykema having a few words inside. Got to be smart in this scenario. It's a close game. Don't want any technical fouls.
Technical fouls can be a decider in games like this. You got to remain calm.
Sparks did come in after that media timeout. He's back out there. Drew Goodline up top. Looks like he was trying to lob it, but it works out anyways as it went in and out, and Jordan tapped it back.
Jordan right over Dykema, who he was just jawing at, and Jordan having a really solid night.
He's now got 10 points, adds 6 rebounds and an assist to his name. Come up with some big buckets in this second half again. Rollinson, it's been a little cold since that hot stretch. He's got 10 in this second half. He's working hard off the ball. Drew Goodline's doing a great job. Dykema falls away, and it's cleared out by Jackson Paul. And then a foul is going to come, and I think it's going to be on Wiggerink, and that's going to be a 1-and-1 scenario.
And that's a huge call. Wiggerink was there, but, I mean, yeah, he pulled him down. That great hustle from Jackson Paul to actually grab that rebound and chance to put them up a little bit more.
So Huntington felt like maybe they weren't getting the whistles in the first half. Well, they've now got 7 fouls against Cornerstone here in the second, only 3 against Huntington. That's how you feel if you're a fan of either side. You think, we're getting a bad whistle, and then the next half,
and you look at the half, and it's like, well.
Jackson can't connect on that free throw. It's been a real struggle from there this year at 65%. Gonna have to make some late in this game. Sparks battling inside, double team comes. Sparks stopped the bucket with the personal. That's the good thing. And he's not in a ton of foul trouble, but just the size advantage inside for Wiggerink at 6'7" against Sparks, who's 6'3".
Yeah, I mean, that's great positioning from Wiggerink there. I mean, he got exactly where he wanted to, and Sparks could only foul.
Brooks off to Rollinson. Wiggerink has Jordan on him now. That's a better size advantage for HU. Woolcock into the lane, falls away. Jordan blocked it and gets the loose ball. Up ahead, HU has numbers. Sparks gets to the rim and scores it.
Bucket by Lane Sparks, and that was another foul that wasn't called. Lane is livid, and Alford is livid on the sideline right now.
Coach wants the team and the fans on their feet. He's got it. Sparks has lit up Platt Arena. Long three from Brooks, trying to quiet him. You live with that, but then HU doesn't have anyone go grab the rebound, and it's put right back up and in by Woolcock.
I mean,
scratcher.
That's Gizzy and Goodline's responsibility there. There was both of them right there for the rebound, and they just gave a wide open look. I mean, you cannot afford to be doing that.
Sparks had that last tough two. We'll see where HU goes this time. Jackson tried lobbing it up top. Jordan, good hustle play to get it back. And then a foul called. And it's going to be a 1-and-1 scenario with Jordan, who's sometimes a little bit up and down at the free throw line. But HU is getting closer to that double bonus as well.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if Jordan can come through at the free throw line. I mean, he's 2 of 3 right now. Chance to make it maybe 3 of 4.
They called that foul on Rollison, but I don't think he was anywhere near that play.
Yeah, it looked like it was Wiegerink that fouled him.
Jordan, big trip to the free throw line, does knock down the first. That's good to see from Landon. He'll have one more coming.
I mean, 12 points, or now 13 points, 7 rebounds, 3 blocks, 1 assist, only 2 fouls. He's had a really outstanding game so far.
Jordan left that one short. Wiegerink pulls it away. HU up 2 though, so the 1 free throw is big for Jordan there. Rollison thought about firing, and Landon's going to be called for a blocking foul as he jumped out in front of Luke and kind of cut him off.
You cannot cut the player off like that. I mean, you can see, I mean, it was, excuse me, I'm sorry. You can see he clearly jumped in the way there and just, I mean, you can't do that if you're the defender, and you've got to give them at least somewhere to run.
2-point lead for HU. Jordan will take a break. Brouvier will be out there for some big minutes. Rollison this time fires. That time nearly missed everything. It did hit the bottom of the backboard. Goodline picks it up.
And you'll live with those shots. I mean, if he's going to be taking, 30-footers out there, that is a tough shot for him to take.
Knocked away by the defender. And a timeout going to be called for Cornerstone as it's one of those 50-50 balls again. You can see here Sparks trying to go in between 2 defenders. It was tapped away.
And that was Woolcock with really good hands there to strip the ball as he went up.
And then smart enough to turn around and call a timeout as well. That was Rollison that called it, so we'll keep it here. Just a 30-second timeout. This is one of those tournament-like games. You see these games come down to the very last few seconds, minutes, and these loose balls. I mean, it really is this big. If Rollison doesn't win that, it's HU's ball, and then you think, well, HU has another possession and the chance to take a 4-point lead. Now Cornerstone can tie it or take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, those are the plays that can decide games. I mean, the hustle plays are so crucial for a team who wants to win the game. If you don't make those hustle plays and you don't get those loose balls, it can pile up on you and cause you to lose games. And right now, both teams fighting hard for them.
Eli Steffen will control the offense. Rollison's the one you got to watch. He's trying to get it against Jackson Paul. Backdoor cut, picked up. Nice job by Jackson to knock that away. Sparks, full head of steam, smartly slows it down, going to reset the offense. Didn't really have an option to get to the rim there. It's where Drew Goodline come up with a big shot, and he did again!
And that's the Goodline DNA. They are clutch shot makers, and Drew, a huge one here late in the game.
He's been so quiet in this second half, but just came up with the biggest shot of the game so far. Brooks got Sparks in the air. Huntington, good defense, and then Goodline called for the personal.
That is a tough call. I mean, 34 was throwing some elbows at Lane earlier that play, and it looks like that's all ball from Drew. That is a tough break for the Forcers. That was an excellent defensive possession, but maybe just a little too aggressive.
5-point lead. Huntington thought they maybe had a steal. Instead, got to play defense again for at least 20 seconds. Hand it off, Woolcock. Rollison trying to get back into that flow. Brouvier, good defender for his size. Loose ball away from Luke. Rollison gonna have to force it up. 1 on the shot clock, didn't get it off in time. It's a shot clock turnover, a violation on Cornerstone. Huntington just hit a big shot, and now they've had their biggest defensive stand.
And Bruvier had him in jail. I mean, he was going nowhere with that play. You see him just a flailing last attempt shot and just goes absolutely nowhere. That was an excellent defensive possession from Roman Bruvier, as he does all the little things that help you win games.
So a big three and then a shot clock violation. That's what Coach Corey Alford likes to see out of his team. Grabbing that momentum back. Goodline trying to add to it, and he has it again!
The Goodline DNA coming through again.
Drew, back-to-back triples. You almost feel like it's going in as soon as he fires it. Wiggering nearly steps out. Brooks almost traveled, and then Sparks thought it was touched by Cornerstone. Instead, it's off a lane.
And you can tell the momentum has shifted inside this building. The fans are getting into it. Cornerstone making a lot of mistakes. The HU defense at their best of the game. I mean, this is looking really promising for the Foresters, but we know Cornerstone is capable.
71-63. Brooks goes off the dribble this time. Sparks reached in, up and under, missed. Rollison touched it, and he's out of bounds. It's Foresters basketball.
And the Foresters are really playing well right now on both ends. They're making shots. I mean, Drew has come up huge. They're playing great defense. Both Landon and Bruvier have been huge in the paint. And the Foresters trying to take another double-digit lead.
Gizzy running the point. They're looking for Drew again. He's had the last two massive shots. This guy hits a lot of big shots too. Sparks, tough shot first time, blocked the second time. Loose ball, and now a foul gonna go on Lane. As his hands go up in the air, you just feel like he can't get a whistle.
I mean, there is so much contact in the paint there that you'd think there has to be a foul, but the referees do not agree, and Cornerstone a chance to cut this lead down a little bit after the media timeout.
Coach Alford pleading his case. We'll be back. It's an 8-point lead, under 5 minutes left.
This is how we like to do it.
71-63, HU up 8, under 5 minutes left. This last play here, Lane Sparks battling inside.
I mean, that is that is arm contact from
Sparks
Wiggering.
Isn't going to give up. You see the follow through there, and he just doesn't get a lot of calls. And we're not going to sit here and complain about the refs at all, because it's 8-7.
Yes.
But we are just saying Lane Sparks is one of the best scorers in the country. He probably deserves to get some of these whistles. And Zach Goodline was kind of the same way. He was maybe an undersized guard that battled through contact. A lot of times didn't get many free throws, but Sparks deserves that. He has taken 20 shots tonight. Guess how many free throws? Zero.
I mean, well, and the difference in why, we're sitting here like he should be getting those is we're seeing the exact same type of fouls going on the other end, as Cornerstone is able to gets hit slightly on the forearm just like Lane Sparks and gets to the line. Meanwhile, when Lane does it, he doesn't get to the line. So you just want to maybe see a little bit more consistent reffing. But, I mean, overall, the refs have done a pretty good job here.
And it is a
today.
tough job.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
So fast. You got big bodies inside.
People yelling at you, commentators. Got a whole bunch of stuff going on.
We won't yell.
Yeah.
We just think that Lane Sparks deserves to shoot more free throws. That's all. Wiggering does knock down both. We do appreciate you, if you're a Cornerstone fan, hanging in with us today as well. We're hoping you're enjoying FDN Sports. It's a good Golden Eagles team. I'd imagine they're going to fight for their conference this year. I know it's a 2-2 start, but they've played a rugged schedule to begin the year. Under 5 minutes left. Foresters getting close to that closing time. We'll see who the closer is tonight. Drew Goodline has been so far this year, looking to be that same role again tonight. And a foul again. This time it's going to be on Lane Sparks again, I think.
That's number 4. Man, they are just calling everything on him and nothing for him. This is...
Sparks maybe a little bit of a shove in the back there. That's his
he
fourth.
definitely fouled.
But 4:31 left. Not your best player has 4 fouls, so something to keep an eye on. Stewart.
You can hear the fans not too happy behind us.
Perfect this year from the free throw line is Stewart. Has a chance to cut it to a 4-point game here with another one coming. Stewart has been a nice addition off the bench. 5 points, but 4 of them came early. He's got 4 fouls as well, so he's dealing with those whistles too. So now Sparks has to be very careful because he's someone that can get you some buckets late in the game. 71-67.
So far, the answer has been Drew Goodline, but we'll see if he can continue to be that answer.
Lane inside to Landon. He goes to work in a nice move over the top of Dykma.
And he stares him down as well. He has been feasting on Dykma's defense down low. I mean, he is too athletic for Dykma to be able to guard him.
15.7 rebounds for Landon, his best game of the year so far. Steffen off the dribble, finds Brooks. Left side, once again, this is Stewart who goes through. Athletic move. We've seen that a few times from him.
And the Foresters need to find a way to get him out of the game. They need to attack him because he has been one of the few players on this Cornerstone team that can consistently get inside and beat the defenders off the dribble. If you can get him out, most of the Cornerstone's shots are not there. He does it again.
Sparks hits a big one. That's what we talked about. If he can stay in the game, he's going to hit you some big shots, and he just did. It's been a quiet second half, but he's always capable of scoring, and now the Foresters turn over the Golden Eagles.
And Dykma coming out of the game as he's been getting hounded by Jordan and has made a mistake in the clutch. I mean, bad hands by Stewart there. Sorry, I almost said Steffen, but he's number 5. Bad hands there from Stewart as they turned it over, and HU a chance to get a sizable lead.
Big possession for the Foresters offensively. They can add on to this 6-point lead. Sparks rises and hits.
And he just does not care. He's like, if I'm not going to get the whistle, I'm just going to make my shots, and that is what he does so well.
Hanging around the mid-range now. Steffen to Brooks. Good defense by Jordan. Long pass. Wiggerink inside, maybe got an elbow into Jackson Paul there.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure they're going to come check it, but Paul didn't get the call, and it's an easy bucket.
Yeah, he definitely got elbowed in the face there. Wiggerink gets away with one, and Cornerstone will take it.
Foresters basketball again. Max Gizzy inside, turned it over. Wiggerink has the steal.
Wiggerink's been a very big player for them in this game. He has made some huge plays.
Steffen on the ground, no travel. Jackson Paul takes it away. Landon Jordan following, and Max Gizzy will take it himself.
Jackson Paul starts that, Gizzy finishes it, and that's a great play from the Foresters.
79-71. Brooks fires, banks it in, and now it's a 5-point game, and now Coach Elders is upset.
And that's the kind of shot that just sucks the energy out of the arena. A bank 3, I mean, the bank is open, and he nails it.
79-74, still a tight one, just under 2 minutes left. Goodline had those 2 big threes. He likes to work right up here, the top of the key. Lane Sparks, the playmaker, thinking about coming to get it, but it looks like Drew Goodline wants it. Drew to his left. Finds Jackson Paul, 3 on the shot clock. Jackson finds Jordan, and not in time. It was in time, it just didn't drop.
Tough break.
Long 3 from Rollinson. He missed a wide open shot, and then Jordan is fouled. And Brooks called for the personal as Jordan's going to head to the free throw line, and he needs to be a little careful here.
Yeah, he's talking a little bit. He's saying, get off me after, you know, I mean, you see Brooks, he's just trying to go for the ball. He's just trying to make a basketball play.
And we'll wait and see. Are they going to come look at this again, too? They are. So we're going to have to show that same replay as they're going to see if Landon Jordan has some extracurricular. So we'll actually just keep it here on program and show that replay for you guys at home so you can see what's going on. So we actually can speak to you right now. We're just going to keep running this replay for you because we believe the officials might come over and check it, and they will. So we're just going to run this back and forth. We're going to go off the mic, and we'll have a call for you in just a second. So the refs are actually talking about a play that happened a couple minutes ago. It was the one with Jackson Paul, you're seeing here. Wiggerink used that left elbow to go up against Jackson. You'll see it right there.
Yeah, that is right across the face.
Sure looks like a foul. And we'll wait and see. We're going to get official word here. Okay, thank you. So there wouldn't have been a foul there. Actually would have been a defensive foul since he was in the restricted area, even though he took one to the chops. But that's kind of the rule. You see Jackson Paul knew he got elbowed. If he would have been outside of that restricted area, it would have been defense. But they let it play on. And so Landon Jordan shooting a 1-and-1 following that last play. So all kind of replays. And at the end of the day, Jackson Paul doesn't get the call. And Landon Jordan
has to make some clutch free throws here. Not exactly who you want at the line, but he's been pretty good from the line so far here in this game. We'll see if he can continue to come up clutch.
3 of 5 from the stripe, 15, 8, and 3 blocks for Landon. If he can make these two, you feel good about your chances with right around 1 minute left in this game. Jordan, one dribble, up, rattles it in and out. It's rebounded down to Brooks. Steffen, he'll go off the dribble. Wiggerink fires a 3 from the top of the key, missed everything. Steffen got it back. Looking for an option. Rollinson goes to the rim, and Gizzy was in there, and I think it's going to be a defensive foul. It looked like a couple of officials maybe not on the same page, but they may have got Jackson on that back side, and they did.
Yeah. That will be Paul's second or third, and a chance to make it a 3-point game, which with 50 seconds is very doable.
Yeah, they'll play defense down here. They won't be fouling at this moment. Rollinson has to make these two. He does make the first. A really good player is Rollinson. Up to 17 points, but he had 10 of those in a short period of time in the second half. Since then, HU's kind of shut him out, which they needed to because he was on fire.
Yeah, I mean, that is what you need to do as defense. Whenever a player gets a hot hand, you need to just completely shut him off, deny the ball, make sure he can't even touch or even look at the ball on offense, and that's what they did.
HU can put it away here with a bucket. It's been Drew Goodline who's been the closer, but Lane Sparks, one of the best scorers in the country, and the man with the ball has played the most games out of any of them in Max Gizzy. HU's going to burn this entire shot clock.
See who will be the one to take the shot.
Gizzy waves off good line. Sparks, the scoring star, has it in his hand. Sparks rises, can't get the bucket, but will shoot his first 2 free throws.
And he finally gets the foul call in the biggest moment of the game. I mean, you can clearly tell that's a foul, and he nearly made it a 3-point play too.
Rollinson played decent defense, but Sparks just got his arms underneath of the defender. That gets him to the free throw line. Rollinson now with 4. Sparks misses the first.
That's a big miss for the Foresters.
And he needs to make this one to make it a 2-possession game.
I mean, with 22 seconds left, I mean, that is plenty of time to come down, hit a 3, especially with how well they've been shooting. I mean, Cornerstone could tie it up if he misses.
Lane does make the second. He's up to 21. He's the leading scorer. Cornerstone wants to go quick. Steffen gave it to Brooks, who hit it, and unfortunately, Coach Elders called timeout. So maybe a little too quick there for Coach Elders. That would have been a 1-point game, but you can see Coach Elders screaming, timeout, timeout. Hand goes up, timeout's called.
That's a tough
and it's
break.
a 1-point game. It's a full timeout, but we'll keep it right here with 16.6 seconds left. That goes in, it's a 1-point game, and then you're at worst down 3.
I mean, Elders was in the right to call a timeout because obviously you want to draw up a play in that situation, but I mean, when your player is ready to shoot it like that and he's been on fire most of the game, I feel like you've got to let him shoot it there, but Elders thinks otherwise and thinks he can come up with a better play. I mean, 32 years as a head coach, I think he can come up with a pretty good play.
Yeah, he's pretty wise, and he's had lots and lots of success. He's got a good coaching staff alongside him, and for Cornerstone, you can still make a 3, foul, give up 2 free throws, and tie it with a 3. So there's still a lot of possibilities here left. At the end of the day, if you're Cornerstone, though, you have to start thinking about knocking in a triple, because if you start making 2s, it gets a lot tougher with minimal time left.
I mean, the Forgers have been struggling from the line, but they're going to get it to Lane Sparks or Drew Goodline. And with those 2 at the line, you don't feel confident with your chances of playing the free throw game. So, yeah, like you said, they're going to be looking for a 3 here and chance to make it a 1-point game with still 1 timeout remaining.
Caden Bird will be the one to start the out of bounds here. He's been a great shooter tonight, so watch him. Sometimes the inbounder is the most dangerous guy. Steffen goes to the rim instead of shooting a 3.
Wow.
And Jordan cleans it up.
And stares him down as well. Jordan is fired up, and I mean, he 2-hand spiked the ball down at the ground. Wow.
It's hard to get over top of Landon Jordan. You see there, his head was above the rim.
He was not letting that shot go anywhere near the rim.
4 blocks. HU's got to play good defense here. They're still going for 2, and it's an offensive foul, and it's Foresters basketball.
And, I mean, he clearly put his elbow all the way into Gizzy. You can't do that. I mean, you can see it right here. Gizzy stays there. He uses his elbow to create separation. You cannot do that. That is very clearly an offensive foul, and that's a huge blunder for Rollinson, who could have made it a 2-point game.
Rollinson called for the personal, and since that was an offensive foul, Huntington will have the ball out of bounds. They won't be shooting a free throw. We're going to take a really short break, just 7.5 seconds left when we come back. .5 seconds left. HU that amount of time away from being 7-0 for the first time since 2013 and 14. This would be a really impressive win for them. This Golden Eagles team, we talked about it, Started the year ranked, now receiving votes. They're really, really good. They've played a tough schedule, and that's only going to make them better as they get deeper in the season. But right now, HU, their wins on back-to-back occasions now, if they can close this one out, would be a win against Madonna, who started the year top 25, and then Cornerstone, the same thing. And that's a pretty good resume to start your conference season against the number 3 team in the country in IWU.
Yeah, I mean, the Foresters have really shown why they are one of the top teams in this league through their play against these tough teams.
Huntington does have to get it in, though, and they finally do to Gizzy, who's fouled by Mora. And now Gizzy, a chance to close it out.
And the 5-year player, a chance to show why he is one of the leaders of this team. I mean, with the most experience, you want your most experienced, the most veteran players at the line.
Gizzy, 15 points, an efficient game again this afternoon. 6 for 7 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Coach Corey Alford wants to have a chat with his team, make sure nothing silly happens after the play as Gizzy knocks in the first. What a game by him. 16, 3 assists as well. 16 points, 3 assists. No rebounds, but hey, he hit some big shots in this second half, put HU up top.
Yeah, I mean, this has been one of the games where Mac Gizzy shows just how important his pickup in the offseason was for this team.
So final shot coming here for the Golden Eagles. Steffen hands off Brooks, dribbles it in, scores it, 0.1 on the clock. All HU has to do is get the ball in play. And the Foresters victorious today. They're 7-0, the first time in 11 years that they can say that. What a special start to this season it's been for Coach Corey Alford and his team.
And this just shows the strength that this team has. They're so good offensively. They're so good defensively. They can make those clutch plays. You saw Drew Goodline coming up huge, Max Gizzy, Landon Jordan playing huge defense, Roman Brouvier. I mean, we have so many good players, so many good defenders, and that's why they start the season 7-0 and why they're one of the top teams in the nation.
We'll wait for Coach Corey Alford to grab his stats and come and chat with us. He probably went through all the emotions there in that second half.
Yeah.
He gave up the lead, came back, and we've got Coach Alford here now on the headset. Coach Alford, a really quality win against a team that is pretty much in the tournament year in and year out, one of the best coaches in the country at the NAIA level. I'm sure you went through a lot of emotions there in that second half, but at the end of the day, you do come up with a big win.
Yeah, I just think we're ready for that moment. We'd been tested early in the season. That's a very good team that wasn't going to quit. I hated our energy out of the half, but you're going to have stretches like that. And I thought we found a way to grind it out late. I thought we guarded really well the last 7-10 minutes. And for the most part, just a lot to learn from that game. But to do it to do it again with a win is exactly what we've done all year. So very proud of these guys.
So your biggest impact transfer in the offseason, Max Gizzy, has now missed 1 shot in his last 2 games. 17 points again today. Just talk about adding him, one of the most seasoned player in this conference, to your roster.
He's just an incredible leader. He had 17, and it wouldn't matter if he had 1 or 17. He just wants to win, and it's an infectious personality that he's got. And I just think defensively what him and Jackson Paul bring to the table with ball pressure probably doesn't get noticed enough, but it is an incredible thing that we're very fortunate to have both of them.
All right, Coach. Last question here. You head into the IWU game 7-0. This first time HU's been 7-0 since 2013 and 14. Obviously, IWU, one of the top teams in the country. What do you expect out of the Wildcats on Wednesday night?
Yeah, we turned all of our attention to them. Obviously, we wanted to go 7-0 non-conference. Didn't know what to expect, but got tested early, but now it's a whole new year. We're 0-0, heading into the #1 NAIA conference in the country. And to start out with IWU is exactly what we want. We get them at home. They're playing extremely well right now. They've got great size, talent across the board. So should be an awesome college basketball game here on Wednesday. Everybody should come out.
All right, Coach, thank you very much, and congrats on the hot start.
Thank you, guys.
Corey Alford joining us. The Foresters 7-0. Their biggest test coming up next with the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats, 2 undefeated teams. Ryan, your final thoughts from today?
I think my final thoughts can be shown through the replays. I mean, it's just been quite a game overall. Cornerstone really came firing out in that second half, caused a little bit of a scare for the fans and the team, but that's when you rely on guys like Max Gizzy and Jackson Paul and Drew Goodline who can come through for you, and they did just that.
Max Gizzy has 17, but leading the way was Lane Sparks with 21. He's been 20 or more in his first 3 games. That's just what he does. He is a scorer. This Forester team feels good about their start. Wednesday night, they'll have the number 3 team in the country, the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats. It'll be Preston husband Ryan Walker, but Ryan Holzapple, thanks for joining us today, and thanks to everyone in the back as well. An awesome student crew here on FDN Sports. We'll be back to work on Wednesday.
That's out of here! Catch and fire. It's on the... He made it!